Hey guys, YouTuber 100 here. Alright, I'm continuing my top 10 SummerSlam reviews. Now I'm going to review what I have in the number 9 spot, which is SummerSlam 2003. Yeah, as I told you guys before, I went to this event live when it happened. Yeah, yeah. I told you what I thought about this live. This was really good live, and so I'm just going to tell you what I think of just watching the show. Just watching the show, how it comes off as it was on pay-per-view or whatever. So, yeah, people say that this SummerSlam was mediocre. I really do like it a lot. I'm probably being like that to it because I went to it live. Yeah. So yeah, I thought this was pretty good. Yeah. So yeah, let me just get in this thing. Now, before I get started with the matches that were on the card, we were supposed to get another match, Zach Allen versus Matt Hardy on the show, but as pretty much all you know, on the SmackDown before the SummerSlam, Brock Lesnar totally took out Zach Allen and broke his leg, so Zach Allen couldn't compete. So yeah, Zach Allen forfeit the match and Matt Hardy won. Yeah. Alright, so anyway, now getting into the actual show. Alright, Joe kicked off with Lillian Garcia singing America the Beautiful. And first match of the night was the World Tag Team Championship match. The Dudley Boyz versus La Resistance. I didn't like this match too much, yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, this really wasn't like that great. Yeah. Not really a lot happened in the match, it was just kind of back and forth between both teams. Yeah, La Resistance was doing some double team moves. They did their flapjack, and the Dudley Boyz also did some double team moves. They did the what's up, and yeah, it got kind of good at the end. And then like, I think what was it? Rene Dupree missed a clothesline or something, and yeah, Dudley Boyz got a 3D on Rene Dupree, but Sylvain Grenier interrupted the count. And as the referee and Bubba Ray were distracted with Sylvain Grenier, Rob Conway came in dressed as a cameraman and nailed D-bomb with the camera, and La Resistance won. Yeah, so, yeah, it wasn't really that great. I give it about 2.25. And then we got Undertaker versus A-Train. But this wasn't very good either. I remember live I was really into this match. I really liked it, but just rewatching it just normally, looking back, it's not really like that great. Yeah, it wasn't really well paced at all. I mean, yeah, I did kind of like in the match though when they got the double big boot on each other. Yeah, and I think A-Train was able to count a tombstone or something, but then. And then A-Train got a, what does he call it? His finisher. What's it called? The thing where he chokes up and does that, slam him down. Yeah, I forgot what it was called, but yeah, A-Train's finisher. Undertaker survived it, and then Undertaker in the end got a choke slam on A-Train for the win. Yeah, and then after the match, Sable was trying to turn on Undertaker or something, but then Stephanie McMahon came out and attacked Sable, and A-Train just pulled Sable out, and it was funny how the crowd was booing at it. Yeah. But yeah, not really good at all. I give it about a 1.75 stars. And then we got Shane McMahon versus Eric Bischoff. A lot of people really don't like this match, and I guess I can kind of see why, because it was really overbooked. But yeah, live I really enjoyed it, and even watching it just like here, I really did enjoy it. Yeah, it did start out kind of slow with him just battling around the outside of the ring. Yeah, but then Coach nailed Shane with a chair a couple times, and then Eric Bischoff made the match no disqualification and false count anywhere. And then Coach and Eric Bischoff were double teaming Shane in the ring, and Eric Bischoff told the production truck to turn off JR and King's mic. And then Coach was speaking in the mic on commentary, and he was like mocking JR, saying stuff like it was a slobber knocker, and like Shane's down, and Eric Bischoff trying to mock JR Stone Cold. Yeah. And then Stone Cold came out, the crowd went nuts. I can remember that live, it got so loud. Yeah. Yeah, he wasn't allowed to touch anyone without being provoked. And then Shane pushed Coach into Stone Cold, and Stone Cold attacked Coach. Then Stone Cold had the mics turned back on for JR and King. And then Shane had Eric Bischoff hit Stone Cold. And then Stone Cold gave Bischoff the stunner. And then Shane McMahon in the end got a diving elbow drop onto Eric Bischoff through the Spanish announce table and got the pin. Yeah, but Eric Bischoff was then bleeding. I don't even see how he was bleeding. Or why he was, yeah. But yeah, good match, 3 stars. Then we got the Fatal 4-Way for the US Championship. Eddie Guerrero defending against Chris Benoit, Tajiri, and Rhyno. This was a really good match right here, yeah. Eddie Guerrero was the main target for Benoit, Tajiri, and Rhyno. Yeah, they were all just going for him because Eddie Guerrero cheap-shotted them on SmackDown before. Cheap-shot all 3 of them. Yeah, and this was a really well-paced match. I thought all 4 guys got enough offense. Yeah, I liked how Eddie Guerrero had Tajiri and some kind of sharpshooter, and Benoit had Rhyno and a crossface at the same time. Just like either one of them could tap out. You know, Tajiri got to the ropes, and the Eddie Guerrero broke the crossface off of Benoit and Rhyno. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah. At one point, Tajiri got a tarantula on Benoit, but the referee wasn't countering for the 5 to disqualify Tajiri. He wasn't countering. He just was telling Tajiri to let go. Yeah, he wasn't doing the count at all. Yeah. And another part in this match, Benoit was giving Tajiri his 3 German suplexes, but I think it was Eddie Guerrero. He kind of did something to screw Benoit up, and Tajiri got the 3rd German suplex in. Yeah. Then Benoit and Tajiri were then fell over the top rope, and then Eddie Guerrero gave Rhyno the frog splash and won. Yeah, so Eddie Guerrero retained the US title. So yeah, that was a good match. I give it a 3 1/4. And then we got the WWE Championship match, Kurt Angle versus Brock Lesnar. This was very, very good. This was definitely match of the night. Live, I really did like this match a lot. Yeah. Yeah, this wasn't as good as their WrestleMania 19 match, but it was still a really good match. Yeah. There's a lot of good countering in the match. This was a very good back and forth match. Yeah, Brock Lesnar at one point got like a rear naked choke on Kurt Angle or something, and then he turned it into a body scissors. Yeah. And Kurt Angle was also doing stuff. He got the ankle lock on Brock Lesnar a few times in the match. And then Brock Lesnar just pulled Kurt Angle and threw him into the referee. Then Kurt Angle got the ankle lock on Brock Lesnar again. And Brock Lesnar was grabbing onto the ropes, but there was no referee. Yeah. And then Kurt Angle just kept the ankle lock on. And Brock Lesnar was tapping, but still no referee. And Vince McMahon came out and nailed Kurt Angle with a chair. Then Brock Lesnar got an F5 on Kurt Angle. And the referee recovered, Brock Lesnar was trying to pin him, but Kurt Angle kicked out of it. And you could see Brock Lesnar saying, "What the fuck?" Yeah. And then Brock Lesnar was trying to go for another F5. He pulled his elbow pads out for some reason. But Kurt Angle countered that F5 into an ankle lock. And then Brock Lesnar tapped out. Yeah, live I couldn't even see Brock Lesnar tapping. Yeah, live I really missed a lot of the submissions. Like, I missed this submission, I didn't see it. And I was just sitting right there watching the match. I couldn't see the tap out. And I also did the same thing with Chris Benoit Finley at Finley 2006. When Finley tapped out the crossface, I couldn't see the tap out. Yeah, so for some reason I just seem to miss tap outs a lot. Yeah, so yeah, and then Kurt Angle won the match. And it always seems like the crowd, when WWE comes here to You're in Arizona. The crowd just loves chanting "You suck" to Kurt Angle because the crowd just seems so energized. As well, I really am. I just really like doing the "You suck" chants to Kurt Angle. And then after the match, Kurt Angle attacked Vince McMahon, and Angle slammed him through a steel chair. I remember live, I wasn't sure if Vince McMahon was going to go through the steel chair, but he did. Yeah. So that was a very good match right there. I give that 3 3/4. And then we got RVD versus Kane, and this match was made no holds barred at the very last minute. Yeah. And yeah, this was pretty good too. Yeah, it was kind of short though. Oh, I don't even think it was 10 minutes. But yeah, there was a lot of weapon use. There was like a ladder, and then steel steps were taken apart, and there was steel chair in it. Yeah. And RVD at one point was Irish whipped into a corner, but RVD hopped up into the turnbuckle, and Kane just pushed RVD off into the steps from the outside. And RVD was trying to do a flying. He was out one side of the ring, Kane was on another. RVD tried to fly and kick a chair into Kane's face, but Kane moved out of the way. And yeah. And then, yeah, end of this match, Kane tombstones RVD on the steel steps that's on the outside, and then puts him back into the ring, and Kane wins. So yeah, I thought it was pretty good, but it was kind of short. That's why I only give it about like 3 stars or something, but I still enjoyed it. And then we got the main event, the Elimination Chamber for the World Heavyweight Championship. Triple H versus Goldberg versus Kevin Nash versus Shawn Michaels versus Randy Orton versus Chris Jericho. I've talked about this before, and I ranked the Elimination Chambers last summer, and when I made the video about the live wrestling events I've been doing. Yeah, I did like this match a lot. Yeah, I mean, it started off just kind of average with Chris Jericho and Shawn Michaels. Yeah, just kind of just average wrestling, and then Randy Orton came in, and it still just continued average wrestling. And then Kevin Nash came in, and then it was really picking up. Kevin Nash was attacking Randy Orton and Chris Jericho, and he threw Chris Jericho into the chamber wall, and Jericho was busted open. And as Kevin Nash was trying to give Chris Jericho a jackknife powerbomb, Shawn Michaels gave Kevin Nash a sweet chin music, and Chris Jericho pinned Kevin Nash and eliminated him. And then, right when Triple H's pod opened and he stepped out, Shawn Michaels gave Triple H a sweet chin music. And then, before Kevin Nash left, he attacked everyone. He jackknife powerbombed Chris Jericho, and then he jackknife powerbombed Randy Orton. And then he even attacked Shawn Michaels too. Yeah. And then Goldberg came in, and Goldberg was demolishing everyone. And yeah, I mean, he was just, yeah, he basically rammed through Randy Orton and eliminated him. And then he speared Chris Jericho through a pod. And Shawn Michaels tried to do the sweet chin music, but Goldberg countered it into a spear and then a jackhammer, and eliminated Shawn Michaels. Then he did the same thing to Chris Jericho, a spear and a jackhammer, and then eliminated Jericho. And then it came down to Triple H and Goldberg. Yeah, Ric Flair tried to close Triple H's pod door and kind of keep Goldberg away, but Goldberg just kicked and broke open the glass. And he was attacking Triple H. And then he was continuing to demolish Triple H. But yeah, I wasn't a fan of this ending at all. Yeah, I mean, Goldberg was going to spear Triple H, but Ric Flair slid Triple H a sledgehammer. I remember live, I couldn't even see the sledgehammer. And as Goldberg was charging for the spear, Triple H nailed him with the sledgehammer, and then he pinned Goldberg and won. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of that ending. I think it would have been more believable if after he nailed Goldberg with the sledgehammer, he would have got a pedigree and pin. I think that would have been a better ending than just hitting Goldberg in the head with the sledgehammer only once, and that just finishes him off. Yeah. And then we saw what happened after the match. Evolution attacking Goldberg, handcuffing him to the chamber wall and nailing him with the sledgehammer. Yeah, so yeah, not really. a fan of the ending, but I still thought it was a pretty good match. I give it 3.5 stars. And then I've said before what happens after the show went off the air. Goldberg was still handcuffed to the chamber, and they were like taking forever to get him off, and they finally did. And they got him to the back. Yeah, and yeah, obviously I need to talk about one more thing. After the show went off the air and they got Goldberg to the back, they celebrated Vince McMahon's birthday. If you haven't seen this before, I'm probably going to put a link in the description box to part of it. It doesn't show the whole thing, but yeah, it shows part of it. Yeah, this was really funny. Stone Cold came out, and then he called Vince McMahon out, and then pretty much the whole WWE roster came down to the ring. And Stone Cold was asking Vince McMahon how old he was, and Vince McMahon was giving some false ages. Said like he was 50, but the Undertaker called him out on it, saying that even when Undertaker first came around, or whatever, Vince McMahon was 50, but said he was 50 back then. And Vince McMahon said he was 53, and no one bought it. And then Vince McMahon finally said he was 58. And then they all sang happy birthday to Vince McMahon. Yeah, all of us were. I was, and the entire crowd was. Yeah, and that's when this video ends, right after they sing happy birthday, but there was more going on after that. There was like, Triple H was trying to sing Mary Had a Little Lamb or something to Vince McMahon. And then like Pat Patterson took over or something, and then Big Show did the spinner Rooney. Yeah, that was just a really funny segment. Yeah, so anyway, overall show, I give it about a 7.25 out of 10. Yeah, I'm probably, like I said, that great with it because I went to it live. Yeah, if I hadn't gone to it live, I probably would give it lower, and I'd say I might have just been giving it lower, and it probably wouldn't be on this list. Yeah, but yeah, I went to it live, so yeah, this is what I gave it. So yeah. Alright, so that's my review for my number 9 choice for the best SummerSlam of all time. SummerSlams of all time. SummerSlam 2003. Alright, so yeah. Well, that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.